Hello world, welcome to Prague. I'm here to do a photo shoot, get a little bit of springtime R&R and take some photographs and show you guys around this lovely city. Good morning world, it's stupid o'clock on Wednesday morning in Prague and I just thought I'd film this very ye old fashioned-y kettle boiling. It's taken an absolute eternity for a coffee. It's a good job I got up early. Many years later. Well world, it's much colder today than it was yesterday. I took one step outside and went hurrying back up to my room to get my jacket. So yeah, this is, I suppose, Prague in early spring. Aprilish it is. Well, it's April. The 9th to be exact. I'm off out to find some breakfast. Didn't really fancy hotel breakfast this morning, so I'm off to find somewhere called Honest Taste. Oh, I see it. So in 1968, the Warsaw armies invaded Czechoslovakia and invaded Prague. There's a brilliant scene in a film called The Unbearable Lightness of Being, where it captures how terrifying that must have been. So if you're interested, get a look at that film, it's brilliant. But this guy, Jan Palach, self-immolated. That means he poured gasoline onto himself and set himself on fire, and he would have been about 20, something like that. His 1948 to 69 here. Tragic, really, very tragic loss of life, but yeah, he's a wee hero, hence the TED. Hello world, say hello world, Jenno.
Hello, welcome to Desired store. It's called Desired with 2 R's.
In Prague?
In Prague.
Yes.
Yes.
Where the shopkeeper is.
Mr. Mark with a C.
Yeah, this is Desired, where the shopkeepers look pretty bad-tempered. This is a really stunning sight as we were coming around the corner. And you've got this thing, and it's amazing, and it's called what? The remodeled?
So it's the remodeled medieval Gothic city gates. Or at least this large downtown part is. That building might not be there, but that gate.
Yeah, this is the remodeled city gate that I'm doing a very poor job of filming, but this is just stunning. I'm going to tip you up here, world, so you can just see the top of this, but it's amazing. Prague is just such a chilled out, fabulous city. If you've never been to Prague, come. We're now walking towards the Jewish area of Prague to visit the Jewish Museum. We had a little wander through the Jewish quarter of Prague. Now, I suppose me, like many other tourists, when they see the name the Jewish Museum, they think, well, actually, you know, you go in, you buy a ticket, you wander around, and you sort of, you know, as you do in all museums, really, just have a look at the exhibits and stuff like that, and then come away. But no, you don't. The Jewish quarter contains many different Jewish points of interest. There's 8 of them that you can get to see with one ticket, and you've got up to 3 days to go and see it. So you're not just going to a lot of exhibitions in one place, you're going all around that whole sort of quarter of the town to look at the things. One of the things that I saw today, which really brought an awful lot home to me, I know about, you know, the Holocaust and the persecution of the Jewish people during the Second World War. It was horrible. It was obviously horrible. But the only one place so far that I visited as part of that ticket thing was exhibit number 2, I think it was. And in there is literally written in Hebrew the names of all 6 million people. From what I gather, I mean, it's huge, it's enormous. And you walk around room after room after room after room of people who were killed in the Holocaust. And it gets to you, it brings it home to you, because, you know, even with the print being absolutely tiny, you know, if you don't speak Hebrew like me, and if you're not Jewish, and, you know, it's just absolutely tiny, and it's, you know, it's in many ways sort of incomprehensible, but it's millions upon millions upon millions of names. And you think, well, actually, most of those people walking around that building, and it was crammed, would have been people that lost someone in, you know, that particular awful act from 1939 to 1945. And it brings home their humanity. So what I'm going to say next, you know, it doesn't in any way diminish my utter horror at Hitler's atrocities during the Second World War. Not at all. But outside, as we walked into this particular synagogue, are photographs of the hostages that were quite brutally either killed or murdered or taken hostage by Hamas on October the 7th. And they're all outside there, and they're all faces, and they're all real. Just like the names of those people inside the synagogue that were, you know, slain in the Holocaust, they're all real. But at the moment, as I say, your feelings are mixed. because you're thinking, my goodness me, there's a genocide going on now that is being committed by Israel, and they're trying to muddy the waters between, those people that are protesting this terrible atrocity that's going on now. And there's this horrible feeling that if you protest that, then somehow or other you're anti-Semitic, and there is absolutely no way on earth that, I'm anti-Semitic. Be whatever religion you like, but just do not support the slaying of, at the moment, it's tens of thousands of innocent civilians, and they are innocent civilians. In the first 4 months of this October the 7th conflict, more children have been killed than in 4 years of international warfare, as it were. It's horrendous. And so I thought, isn't it beautiful how all of those people have got names, and the hostages and victims of the Hamas attack have all got photographs outside. But I do hope that, if I'm around in 30 years, maybe, well, I won't be around in 50 years probably, but if I'm still around in 30 years, that I would be able to go somewhere and see all the names of the Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank who have suffered at the hands of Israel. I have a horrible feeling that I won't be able to see it. Maybe if this brutal slaying comes to an end quite soon, there will be people that survive it, in quotes, but who later on will die of injuries related to, or of famine, or of disease. So, yeah, and will we get to see their names and their photographs set in, such a beautiful setting? It comes with very, very mixed feelings. I'm sorry, that's a bit of a sort of heavy conversation. I'm on holiday, folks. Hello world, I'm in Jano's video.
Good to know.
So world, after a meal break, wander around the Jewish quarter, look in the photography museum, I'm now back to trying to find a shirt. We're going to carry on this adventure by finding a Marks and Spencer, which is right opposite me. Yeah, I didn't really think very much of Desired, which is over there. So let's see what Marks and Spencers can do. Not the most inspired choice, but just see what it's like compared to England, I suppose. You do take your life in your hands in these busy squares. The trams won't stop for you, neither will the buses. Oh crikey, that's like quite a big one, as the bishop said. So I'm reckoning that M&S is definitely more stylish than it is in the UK, but with that comes a price that's £14.99. About 300 is about a tenner, so So that is 1,500, so that's more like 50 quid you're paying for that. It's not what we're used to at home, children. This is the number 6 tram towards the metro IP Pavlova, nearest my hotel. And I really think the best way to get a feel for any city is to use its public transport. Excellent. Golden hair and eyes, I just knew you were the one. So this world is the street where I'm staying. My hotel is the Hotel Residence Select, which is coming up on my left. I really like it here. I do wish I could speak a few words of Czech, but we can't have it all. But yeah, it's a wonderful place, beautiful building, and just a really cool vibe. Sometimes I go to work early just so I can walk through Prague in the morning. Wish I could say that about Hastings. Sinking vodka and lime, every breath I felt on my face, like the Virgin kiss. Well, world, it's about 3:30 here today, 3:30 in the afternoon. I have a mouth like Gandhi's slipper. I ended up not resting up and chilling like I was going to. I ended up partying last night with my mate. Until the wee small hours of the morning, and so yes, now I feel terrible, but I'm still on this t-shirt quest. So join me if you will. We're going back into downtown Prague. Prague is full of shops like these, and this one is having its photograph taken for an Instagram just because it's the name of a Prince film. And heaven with a million steps closer. These baggy trousers seem to be all in fashion at the moment. Oh dear. Coca-Cola. Here it is only possible to pay cash. 90 Czech koruna. That is just over 3 quid. £3, 3p. Something like that. Blimey. H&M. Prague style. All these t-shirts seem to have a life's lesson on them. Plants of the Alpine region. Life is what you make it, so make it well. Oh dear. I don't want to make people sort of throw up their breakfast when they read my t-shirt. There's Fender. The handwriting of that logo says, I have a very controlling father. But I'm good with my hands and I'm a quick thinker. Right, well I'm looking for where Prague is attractive at night. Now this street here, Karmelitska, is supposed to be well lit up according to something that I read on Tinter. But I'm not finding it. We'll keep trying. He's cute. So Prague is full of lovely sunny blue skies today. I bet it's not going to be exactly the same in Gatwick. So I'm on my way to the Petrine Tower, which is the lookout deck. It's a bit of a walk from here, 23 minutes, according to those folks at Apple. What do I think of Prague? It's such a lovely, chilled out place. Nobody seems to be stressed here. Life is slow. You have to wait for things, like trams, for example. But I think the converse is that things wait for you here as well. It's a bit like living in the 80s or something like that. Just a little bit slower, and just looks like people work in order to live rather than living in order to be able to work. And it feels as safe as houses. A couple of slightly unsavoury little bits. I'm sure that you'll get scammed if you use a taxi, so don't. Use the trams. Watch people, watch their lives. Yeah. You can see how no one's charging around here like a loony, can't you? This is absolutely typical, isn't it? Here we have a wonderful monument here. Don't know what it is, I'll look it up a bit later. With a lovely tree full of blossoms, and someone goes and sticks a blooming road sign in front of it. And another one there. And another one there. Isn't modern life wonderful? Right, well now that I'm going home on my way to the airport, it's the first time I've used Prague Metro this long time here. Much nicer on the trams, I think. You get to see the city. This is going direction 1 to Letnany or something. How exciting. Wow. This is the main Prague railway station. I'm afraid I'm going to butcher the title, so I'll put it on the screen at some other time, but this is just absolutely amazing. Look at this. Look at this. You don't get this when you come to London. Fantastic. Fantastic. I can't believe actually that people are lucky enough to live in this city. It is beautiful. I need to come back in another life and be born again as a Czech person. really it's goodbye to Prague in the country of the Czech Republic, land of bizarre consonant clusters, strange accents on words, until hopefully the next time. And I hope that this video has made you fall in love a little bit with Prague and want to come here too if you haven't been. Remember to like, subscribe, share if you dare. If you want to, send us super thanks down below. It really is appreciated. And yeah, see you all next time. Bye. Hello world, I'm in Jano's video.
Good to know.